So what we're going to focus on now, though, is the De La Riva guard. And when I say De La Riva guard, what I really mean is them grabbing our ankle or pant leg with this. This is one of the most, if not the most important position to understand for like mid, higher level jiu-jitsu. Okay, for a couple of reasons. Almost every like really difficult guard will require you to put your foot forward at some point to deal with it. Because if I want to pull, generally, like I'm stronger when I have one leg forward, right? If you try to like pull a lawnmower cord, you want to like put a leg forward, right? So if someone has some attachment on my upper body or whatever, that like on the sleeve, yeah, this, right? Like this gives me a lot more pull. As soon as I do this, you can do this style and play kind of low, but it's harder to be aggressive in my opinion, right? So I like to put that leg forward, but that means they're going to grab my ankle all the time. If I open the closed guard, you almost can never open the closed guard without putting this leg in the center at some point. He grabs my ankle, I have to deal with this, okay? Hold the pant leg and hold it tight. Yep. Okay, so the tricky thing here is now we're in the same thing where I gotta kind of get lower and deal with this, but I'm always dealing with the issue of him chasing my collar. So if I'm here and I start coming down and he gets this really good, he can now start messing with my base, and even if I trap the leg, he might bump me. A lot of guys use that kind of game. I can break it, of course, and come back up, but if I stay high, I can't really do anything. So some guys solve this by like holding the sleeve and trying stuff, but it becomes it's a huge transitional point for the top and bottom player. Because I'm always here, he's looking for the collar, right? And I'm kind of doing this, and we're playing this mid zone. So you have to understand this position well. So I'm going to categorize this in two main positions. One is this leg's a little bit extended. The other one, it's more tight, just like before. If the leg's a little bit tighter, I can pretty quickly just grab the shin or the pant leg and start jamming up kind of like this, right? Notice when I want to get lower, I kind of back my leg up a little bit. You see it? Now here, even if he grab the collar, pull on it. See, I have so much pressure on that leg, just like we did before. And you see I can start jamming him up. Does that make sense? Right? I can also here sometimes, depending on the leg position, just grab this ankle real quick, push it in between, but notice I don't go here. Right? I push it and I get low like that. See, I widen the leg, I can cup, now I can start hitting knee cuts really easily. Okay, even if he grabs my collar in that process, so keep your here, relax, yeah. Like if I'm here like this and see I have my posture up. So he may get the collar sometimes, but I always want to make sure he gets it when I have this positioning. Because if you grab my collar here, you see pull on it? You see how that's not so strong, right? That's very different when now I get it here. And pull, yeah, now I don't have posture. Okay, so the initial engagement is a bit tricky. He's gonna look, depends on the guy you're fighting. They either look for the collar or the sleeve. The best guys will threaten both. So if he's looking for my sleeve and I'm doing this and I just give this, he can break the grip, kick past the body. Yeah, and now we're kind of like here and he's got the sleeve and I can't push this down. We're gonna talk about this. It's not the worst thing in the world. I'm okay here. Okay, I just don't want him to get a really good collar grip. So the first thing we're gonna do, we start kind of here. He'll have this leg back. We push and sit. Okay, I can go to the knee cut. Or we get this leg and it's kind of back and we step back and jam him up. Okay, so first situation, this is kind of tight. Okay, we either push and sit or we kind of jam and back up. You see that? So we'll start with that and then we're gonna kind of branch out from there. Make sense? All right, make sure the bottom player right now should have this leg kind of tighter, like this. They're not doing this overextended thing, okay? All right, so they're here, one more time. Grab the ankle, I push it towards his like tailbone, push and sit, or jam and back up to this. Make sense? All right, let's try it, 1, 2, 3. Okay, first situation is gonna be the legs a little bit tighter. Like I said, there's two main concerns from the bottom player. Sleeve control and collar control. This sleeve control is annoying because if they get it and they break the grip, so just hold here, that's fine. Yeah, like this, it's hard, keep it tight, yeah. Like pull it to you, yeah. See, I can't make a grip, right? See, so then that's really annoying because I can't progress. But he doesn't have my posture. So if we sit here for a long time, as long as I don't get swept, I'm not really getting fatigued here. It's not exhausting in the way if he gets a collar grip, I have a free hand to mess with his leg, but if he has a good collar grip, he can rip my posture that way, and I have to deal with a lot of getting kind of ragdolled around. Even if he has no idea what he's doing, if he's just like, ah, like that, They can be incredibly annoying with that. So I don't mind the sleeve position as much as I do a deep collar. A deep collar is the worst, okay? So if I'm here and he has that knee kind of tight and we start in this kind of a position and I grab here and I just kind of, again, do the same thing we did before, kind of get that palm position and I kind of back up here, I can kind of stall here. If he grabs my sleeve, it's, again, pretty hard to break if I have a good palm position. It's possible and we could deal with it. But a lot of times you can kind of get him stuck here. And see, I get kind of low like this. I back my leg up. If he's got the pant, a lot of times you can back your leg up. And then just like before, I kind of see where there might be an opening. I might go that way, right? I might get this separated here and go to that side, right? So you can kind of do the same Toreando sequences when they have the pant leg, especially if you start here. Like if I start with this and I step my leg in and he grabs the pants, you see? Make sense? Right? The cool thing is once you already got him jammed up here, even if he goes for the collar, it's very hard to get it. Now he tries to pull my posture. It's just, I'm just like leaning on him. It's so miserable, right? Then I can at some point get rid of it, go back. But let's just try this idea first. He's got the pant leg, you jam the legs up, try to find the opening. If you want, you can even use a hand to assist. Right? Sometimes I do that for the leg drag because like maybe it's kind of like on the bicep or something. I'll release, grab, and drag it across really quick. Okay? But basic idea, we got them all jammed up. Figure out where the opening is and pass. Make sense? Let's try it. 1, 2, 3. Again, remember the core objective is posture. That's why I emphasize so much like first principle. What's the core idea, right? Because if you start to think, hold the pant leg, right? If you start to think it's like, I got to jam this. It could be that like he has his knee really overextended and it's hard. Now that mechanic is kind of hard because it's like so far back. Maybe there I would just palm the knee, right? So my experience when I'm doing this, I'm just like, okay, keep my posture and my hands kind of naturally find where it makes sense. Like if this is, tight, it's like, oh, that feels like a nice support for my posture. If this was really overextended, it's like, oh, that's kind of hard. Maybe I feel like this way is a little bit. You have to kind of intuitively feel that. And you'll kind of feel like, oh, I can't get posture on this. When I get lower, I kind of can. So you have to kind of feel it out. So one thing that can happen here is when I get the pants like this, sometimes if I can't extend, I get low and I kind of bring it in like that. Again, that makes it hard to break with the palm, right? So he'll grab my sleeve and what he wants to do is kick out that way to try to break. So if he does that too much, it's pretty common. He starts over kicking, I drop here. Now notice I don't drop my shin over his leg. I just drop almost to like one knee up and I drop my chest on his chest. And now I slide through and pass. Okay. Here. Right? So you see I get kind of low like this. Got him jammed up. He doesn't like this, right? Because he didn't feel like he can use the collar or whatever. So he starts breaking that grip. Drop, chest to chest. Boom, and come through. I just windshield wiper my legs. Right? Be patient on this. If you go through early, you can get put in half guard. Like that, right? So I windshield wiper. See, I drop chest to chest first. This goes forward. I clear this and come through. So legs up. Knees tight, knees tight, knees tight. We're here, kind of get low. He's supposed to have the pant, right? You grab the sleeve, you start kicking out that way. Drop, chest to chest. Go through, right? Do not try to immediately drop your shin forward. You end up sliding up too much here. I want to drop low so my chest can come up to his chest. Once my chest is on the chest, now it's hard for him to turn on his shoulder blades. If he turns towards me, yeah, my chest can kind of pin. Okay? All right, guys, let's give that one a try. 1, 2, 3. All right, guys, suck it up. Just cleaning up a few details. Keep this tighter. A few details with when you do this drop pass, right? When I'm here and he grabs the sleeve and he over breaks, the idea here is I got to drop chest to chest. I see a lot of people coming in almost like they're trying to club the guy. I don't want to compromise that posture. So I want this chest to stay heavy. So as he kicks out wide, I drop and you see how my chest lands like this? It's like I'm pulling a shoulder blade behind, pinching a pencil between my shoulder blades. Pull the shoulder blades back, tuck the chin. And you see I land there. Because what stops him from turning is my whole body's chest, my whole chest weight, my whole body weight is on this side. He wants to turn to his left right now. You see? So when my body is here, he cannot do that. If this is rounded and I do this, if I don't have a perfect cross face, which you won't because you're falling from up there, you're not locked in with his neck turned, you're gonna hit here and he's gonna turn like this. He's probably more likely gonna try to frame or something, right? And then you're gonna get out like this. I want to land with this pressure, right? I want to land with this. Now my hands are kind of lightly here, but it's not like a big crossface. I can add that later if I want, but I'm just here. So as he turns to his left, you see my body's doing the pinning. Now I can just work this really quick here, but you see my chest is what's doing all the pinning, right? So you don't want to like come in rounded. You don't want to lead with the leg. You just drop chest to chest, okay? So now we're going to talk about another situation, which is we're going to be here. You grab the grip, like hold tight. Yep, like this. We're going to grab another grip here. Now what's going to happen is this leg's going to be a little bit more overextended. This is a bit trickier, okay, for one main reason. To get over this leg, so sorry, go back to here. When this is tight, keep it up. Yeah. When this is tight here like this, it's pretty easy for me to just trap it or make a grip, right? When it's overextended, it's a bit trickier because A, when I grab, it's easier for him to break it. B, I can't just step over it. I have to back up to step over it. And when I back up, he can get a better collar grip. So it's a little bit tricky, okay? So one thing I like to do here is I'll just grab the pant and I immediately try to snap it behind because this allows me to stay up high and now I overextend the leg, right? So now here, if you go for my collar, he's got the collar, but my posture's still really good, right? If he pulls on the collar, you see I can still lean on that knee. I've overextended this leg. I can potentially drop again if he's pulling, or I could just step over the leg and sit down, okay? So we're here, this is a little more extended. So I'll grab here and I try to just pull it behind, okay? If I try to pull it behind and he keeps his knee tight, I can try to push it back forward. Right, so you see, the legs always tend to overextend or go tight. So I'm trying to go here, he pulls his knee tight. Okay, there. Or I get it overextended, I put the fist down, right? If he tries to mess with the sleeve, that's just not gonna work. I'm gonna drop as soon as he goes for it. Or he goes for the collar, I keep my posture up. I have my hand on this for balance, step over. I can try to sit down, or he'll kind of bring his knee tight again, and then we kind of go into more of this knee cut position. We're gonna work in a second, okay? So he's a little more overextended, just grab whatever pants you can, try to push it behind, okay? Here, step over, sit, come to a knee cut, or he tries to just like pull on the collar or something, you can just drop again, chest to chest. Does that make sense? All right, let's give it a try. 1, 2, 3. So now, say the leg is a little overextended. Easy model. Anytime you're here and the guy goes for your collar, you can kind of just try to do this kind of cat and mouse game. I don't do that as much anymore because I feel like at a higher level, there's some threats. But the easiest thing I can tell you guys is if you get into, most people, it's pretty easy to just like overextend, they pull the leg tight, and then you trap or do the first step. That's gonna work on 99% of people. Some people, what they'll do is they come up on their elbow, yep, like this, and then that allows them to go higher on the collar. And this can be a bit of a pain. So the easiest thing I can tell you there is when they go for that, just try to pop that off and then get better at this early. But see how when I wanna go down, I don't bend, I back up. See, boom. Now he goes to the collar here, but now I got him overextended already a bit. Boom, now I'm coming in. See, I'm always trying to keep that, okay? There is a more advanced version where when he goes for this, I pull the leg up and I use that to get him out, but we're not gonna, it's too much for now. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna push this in and we're gonna trap now. Now we're gonna talk about the knee cut. So really it's not that different if he has the collar or doesn't have the collar, as long as you have posture. So what's gonna happen here? We're like this. See, notice how I get my butt low and I stand kind of wide because I gotta keep that posture. I need to get low enough I can trap this, right? Because if I'm just up here, he can just bring the leg back out, right? And then there's no knee cut. So I gotta trap it, but I don't want to give up the posture, because if I do like this, now I trapped it, but he can get a deep collar grip. Now when I try to cut, if he's pulling, I can't cut because I can't posture, right? So what we do, we go here, boom. See that? Now I kind of lock it in, I cup, I'm gonna pull, stay tight, stay tight. I pull this back, and now what I do, I'm gonna show it here, I just pull my leg like that. That's what turns him for the cut. You see? So I'm gonna put my hands here just so I can demo it. I'm doing this. And then I underhook at the same time. So I go here, and I go through, right? So we're here, boom, match starts, spike that, boom, see? I'm already in position, right? Here, doing this, he tries to extend the leg back out a bit. Boom, cup the knee, wide stance, here. I pull my right leg up this way and I underhook. Get a really nice cut. 2 really quick techniques, and then I'm gonna do closing thoughts just on everything. But I just want to throw these in. 2 other variations you'll commonly encounter with this De La Riva is either A, they do an underhook De La Riva, so you underhook my, no, let me use you. Yep. So we'll be here, and he's gonna underhook here, right? Now here, more or less the position's the same. I'm gonna kill this leg. I wanna kinda block this guy. It's either gonna usually be either tight or overextended. He's doing really good in keeping it in that mid zone. That's why I just like to kind of frame and back up a little bit. Underhook is a little less threatening with the collar because he's kind of restricted on coming up. When they have the ankle, go back to the ankle, sorry. He can come up on his elbow and and see how much higher he can reach. When he's on the underhook, go back to the underhook, he can't sit up as easily, right? So I can be kind of here, I'll block, see I jam this up, I can start trapping in the same way, okay? Or I can overextend this guy like we did before here, and it's really hard to recover this. If he tries to break the sleeve, right, like grab the sleeve and kick, yeah. I have the same drop pass, right? If I'm here and he grabs the collar, and he pulls on the collar, he's pulling me into the same drop pass. So that's relatively the same. On the knee cut though, same kind of position I go here, but I'm gonna switch to a cross collar. I pull him up and push this through and sit down. Because you can't cut versus the underhook so well. The cool thing with this cross collar is even if he tries to go under me here, this collar kind of blocks his neck. And it can be really annoying and often just step out of the thing or back out of the position, okay? The other one, go to De La Riva again, classic De La Riva, right? Is just wrap the leg with your left arm. Do like an big overhook. Yeah, like this. Some guys will do like this, right? Okay, some guys will do like this where they wrap here. So the thing here, you can still hit reverse leg drags. I just grab the ankle and I kind of pull it up and drop there. Or when I trap here, I usually just do the cross collar to cut. There like that, right? I get that nice shield. I have the collar choke threat, can drive through here, right? Choke there, or go to north-south.